Are you still favoring Crawford in the fight, or has your opinion changed?
No, I mean, I've always favoured Canelo in the fight.
Well, I've heard that you want Canelo to win, but you
of
feel
course,
big.
Yeah, I like Terrence. But I've worked a lot with Canelo, and I think just because of what I saw in Riyadh and because of the threat, and he's getting on as well, Crawford, but it's just like the mindset of Crawford. Like, there's no doubt in Terrence Crawford's mind that he wins this fight. And when you spend a bit of time with him, you kind of start buying into that. And I guess that's what happened in Riyadh, because I travelled with him to the fight, and but it's a 50-50 fight. I think gun to head, I'm probably picking Crawford right now. But I want Canelo to win. And he can win for sure. But Terrence is going to make it really tricky and awkward for him. And I don't think he's going to like that kind of fight.
Good fight. If 168 pounds, I think it's Canelo, but it's Canelo better technique, because 50-50. If 12 rounds, Crawford win, I think. If knockout, it's Canelo.
What makes Crawford so difficult to fight against?
People can't stop talking about how Terrence Crawford's body has transformed into a powerful machine as he gets ready for the showdown with Canelo Alvarez. Famous boxing mind and coach Teddy Atlas spoke to Fight Hub TV about the possible mega battle between these two titans. He mentioned that taking on the American Southpaw wouldn't be an easy ride. Not many men want to challenge themselves that way, but Crawford surely does. I'd never get in the ring with that man, Atlas said. Maybe old age slows him down someday, but not a weight division.
Canelo Alvarez thinks you're not a 54-pounder. In other words, you say, nah, he's too small.
That's his take. There's a reason why Israel was so respectful in the fight. Anytime I let my hands go, he would grab me or move. For the bigger guy, you should have been walking me down. You should have been bullying me. Canelo can say, what do you say?
He just doesn't feel like you're a 54-pounder. He believes.
It's a tough job because Canelo is no joke. He's strong, heavy, and has sharp timing with his punches. But since Crawford is smaller in build, he's likely to cook up a smart strategy that forces Canelo to rely more on his size than usual. As Terrence Crawford trains for the big super middleweight bout with Canelo Alvarez this September, everything seems stacked against him, and that's just how he likes it. In this situation, Crawford has to make up for a serious power gap when he climbs in the ring with the Mexican star. For the first time in 17 years, Crawford enters the fight as the betting underdog, just like when a future Hall of Famer jumps up weight classes to battle another legend like Alvarez. But if you study the footage, Crawford looks right at home. At 5 feet 8 with a slight height and 4-inch reach edge, he's 3 years older than Alvarez at 37, but has 25 fewer fights and 263 fewer rounds on his resume.
Every time I see him, he'll come and be like, Canelo.
You're right. Yeah, you know how Billy do it too, yeah.
Every time, I'll be like, man, come on, man.
Yeah.
So every time he say that, I just be like gradually getting into like looking at it, like, okay. And he's not that big. He heavy, but he not that big.
Right.
And I'm just like, all right. I'm laughing, but at the same time,
it's not my job to stop him. I just have to outfight him. I'm not stepping in there planning to knock Canelo out. Can it happen? Of course. Crawford said in a deep interview with The Ring, "When I watch Canelo, I see a shorter, thicker man climbing weight classes because big guys are slower. He might get caught with a punch, but he often sees the last second. Even if hit with something powerful, he can ride it out and turn with it. He came from a smaller, faster weight group I did too. I came from a sharper, faster class." Crawford recently posted a scale photo showing 186 pounds. When asked what he really weighed then, he laughed and said 140 pounds.
All the crazy stuff about me going up and having a tough time, but he went up in weight and lost. That's the difference. I went up weight and won. He went up and lost. So let's not do that.
Crawford started his pro run as a 137-pound fighter in 2008 after grabbing the lightweight belt. He became the unchallenged champ at both 140 and 147 pounds right now. He owns the WBA's 154lb title after beating Israel Madmov last year. Canelo launched his career at 15 years old, weighing 139 pounds in 2005, and since then, he's gathered belts at 154, 160, 168, and even 175 pounds. He might become a double undisputed 168lb champ if he defeats William Skoll on May 3rd in Saudi Arabia. Crawford believes that if Canelo gets hit by a clean punch he doesn't see coming, he's totally capable of getting hurt.
I respect Crawford. He's a great fighter, and I always say that no disrespect to him. But sometimes it's a little crazy that people talking about a small fighter like Charlo. He's big, which he is big, and everybody's talking about if I'm gonna face Crawford.
He's not a robot, he's human like me. He bleeds just like I do. I'm not walking in there thinking, oh, I can't hurt him, but knocking him out isn't my mission either. I'll fight my fight, and if a knockout shows up, I'll welcome it. Canelo's only two defeats came at the hands of Floyd Mayweather and Dmitry Bivol. He clashed with Mayweather back in 2013 while still rising through the ranks. A lot of folks say Crawford's style looks like Mayweather's, so if Canelo beats him, it might show he's reached a whole new level as a fighter.
I'm going with Terrence Crawford. Big weight jump, a dangerous fight, but somebody's got to prove to me that they can break Terrence Crawford's will and that he can't figure it out against you. It ain't no disrespect toward Canelo, but I've said this the last couple of years. I'm not betting against Terrence Crawford against nobody right now. You got to show me that you can beat him.
During a chat with Boo, former champ Barry McGuigan gave his thoughts on the upcoming Crawford versus Canelo duel and didn't hold back, saying, I think Crawford needs to rediscover his pop and sharpness in his shots.
Canelo's now 10-0 at super middleweight, but largely untouchable at this weight class. Why do you believe that you're the man to knock him off?
I'm the best. That's why. That's why everybody gonna come and watch September 12th.
All right, bud. Good luck on September 12th.
Thank you.
He fights like the legends from the past. His timing is top class, like Sugar Ray Robinson. He'll make you miss first, then fire back. But if he wants to handle Canelo's punch strength early on, he's got to dash in and out of the danger zone and avoid standing still too long. Still, Barry McGuigan made it clear Crawford must use his brain and not get dragged into any wild exchanges. If Canelo trades punches with you, he'll take control. Crawford knows that it won't take that bait early. He'll move slick and stay hard to hit, avoiding a war he can't win.
Disrespectful for Crawford to call you out at 68, say that he can beat you at this weight?
No, everybody wants to fight with me, so it's fine.
That being a biggest fight possible in boxing, is that something you'd actually be interested in?
It's crazy when you ask him about that because you say, your Marshall is coming out with the other weight classes and and he's welterweight, so don't make sense. But if the fight makes sense, why not?
A lot of people have him at number one.
And you can see the same tendencies that Canelo has now, but he's a lot older now. But I just think that Terrence has more skills than Lara, and I think he can do more. And you're saying that, Canelo.
When you notice Canelo tiring, that's when you go full throttle and exchange punches with him. But Canelo's smart, he'll have answers. Barry recently said that Tim Bradley used his platform to convince Canelo to finally face Terrence. Crawford, 37, really wants the matchup but hasn't earned it by climbing through the beasts at 168 and 175. Bradley calls on Canelo, the top super middleweight champ, not to dodge Crawford. He says Canelo gains zero from this fight. Some say this is just a way for Crawford to grab a big payday so he can retire in comfort in a mansion in Beverly Hills.
Super strong guy, man, technique. You already know, if you ever wrestled before, the person that got better technique usually win. It don't matter how much the weight they have or what they're carrying around. It's the technique. Crawford knows how to take care of himself on the inside.
Crawford proved he may have maxed out his ability to move through weight classes. After looking terrible in his August 3rd fight against Israel Madmov at 154 pounds, Terrence looked slow and off balance, chewing on Madov's right hands all night long. After that performance, why would Canelo even want this fight? Don't avoid this. Canelo, you already ducked the Benavides challenge. Tim Bradley said on his YouTube that he doesn't care about public opinion or the backlash for not taking tough fights. You're traveling across Mexico and ignoring what folks think about you skipping this fight. Give Crawford the chance. The fans want it, and Crawford deserves to show you and the world just how great he really is, said Bradley.
He knows how to smother. He knows how to tie up. He knows how to rough guys up. He knows how to turn guys. He understands weight distribution, man. You know, not only that, the only way that I see Canelo beating Crawford is he got to knock him out. And one
Bud versus Canelo, who you pick? I'm gonna go for Crawford. Cause then when he beats, let's say he beats Canelo, and I get ammunition. So when I fight him, and I beat Crawford, beat Canelo. You know what I mean? Respecting BK all day. 718. What up? You heard? Yo, Jacob.
Everyone keeps talking about size and knockouts. Oh, he's going to sleep Crawford. When's the last time Canelo knocked anyone out? Let's stop pretending. He's not knocking Crawford out. Canelo is the same height, 5'10", and he even started at 147 pounds. Bradley pointed out he's not a real 168-lb guy like Crawford is now. At 37, Crawford is bigger, stronger, and more talented. He barely squeezed past Israel Adamov in his 154 pounds debut last August. So fans rightfully think the Nebraska-born fighter is too old and too small to jump up 14 pounds and fight Canelo at 168 for all his belts. A lot of fans don't agree with Timothy Bradley's take, and that's why he and other Crawford backers are getting heat.